Prudence actually has a lot to do with experience, practicality, reason, behavior, attitude, and all that's essentially executed in the external world, and all else that is also external and takes place in the external world and outside premises that we call, regard, and consider as experience and also as reason, patience, practicality, behavior, attitude, etc. Because these are intricately, inseparably, and fundamentally connected with our internal parts, with our inward significance, with our mind, virtue, and all that's internal and emotional, but they take place in the external world and outside circumstances and public premises because they have to be executed externally. Because we can develop and read about theories, virtues, qualities, and philosophies all the time, but until and unless we're able to execute them, live them, practice them, it does not become real, reasonable, because ultimately we had to practice them in our actions in the external world, and that itself is an act of both defiance and experience at the same time in one way or another. So when it comes to the superior version of wisdom, which we call, know, and regard as prudence, then it is obviously one of the most important, significant, underrated, and unrecognized fundamental and relevant virtues of the human nature and condition for our consistency, patience, growth, progress, learning, development, evolution, and all other achievements. Prudence has been important and is always the prudent men and women that obviously found themselves in success and prosperity, that could think, say, do, and achieve almost everything they want in their lives because of their prudence, obviously patience, indifference, individuality, etc. So prudence is important. It's undeniable, unavoidable, but it's underrated also. It's not as powerful or as popular as the virtue of courage. Now, courage is the greatest virtue in the human nature. Without courage, we will not do things, anything great in our lives. Without modesty, moderation, faith, truth, gratitude in our lives, we're not going to become great and obviously achievement and prosperous, progressive either. And so is prudence important in one way or another. So obviously, prudence is another form of experience which is more reasonable, sophisticated, mature, patient, accountable, responsible than normal experience, than normal behavior. So prudence is the multiplication of experience. Experience then has to be regulated and backed by not just knowledge, power, reason, but also by prudence in one way or another. And obviously, prudence equals time and equally bestows on all men in those they equally apply themselves unto. So we have to be able to develop, practice, and apply these virtues into our lives through our hard work, patience, dedication, ambition. Otherwise, we're not prudent or experienced